Hi, I'm so excited and honored to be with the women of The Secret, the women who had the major roles in the amazing movie The Secret. And they're here with me today.
Hi, I'm Lisa Nichols.
And
I'm Marci Shimoff.
And what I've asked them to do is to just talk very briefly about the most important lessons that they've learned about the amazing law of attraction. So would you like to start?
Well, you know, I've learned so many lessons. Number one, it's become more and more apparent to me that it's always working. And I'm more present to that now. Remember that even as a teacher, we get to be students. So I really approach it. I listen to The Secret. I read The Secret as a student to be mindful that it's always working. I also learned that it's easier for us to think about what we want and to talk about what we want, but to be in action about what we want seems to be that step that's difficult to take. I didn't know it was as universal. I mean, I've been all over the world talking about how to bring The Secret to action in your life, and that seems to be the jump. And I believe that a lot of people are just afraid of the unknown, and they would rather stay still, unhappy, than move and take a risk. And that I believe my job and our job and what we do together is we help them to take that leap, to understand that if it works, great, but if you stumble, you get to get up. So I've learned that that action step is the place where people need the encouragement, which has helped me hone my message and hone my focus on action steps.
And what I really appreciate about what you say is that you're not holding yourself up as the teacher, as the guru of The Secret. What you're basically saying is we're all on the path together. Maybe I'm a little ahead of you in some things and you're ahead of me in other things, but we're all moving on the path together, and if there's some people we can help along the way, great.
Yeah. I have people that help me. They call
For
me
sure.
They call me to play bigger. And then my job is to always have a mentor and a mentee. That it's a revolving cycle, that I'm always reaching out front and I'm reaching out behind, and we're all in this together. And I appreciate you saying I'm not a guru. I actually come out on stage and say, I didn't bring any sprinkle fairy dust with me. And I don't carry a magic wand. I'm sorry. So we're going to have to do the work together, and I'm not a guru.
You've got a great line that I love, and it's something about standing on your tiptoes. What is that great line?
What? That I just said?
Yeah.
Well, you know, when I'm around great people and I'm around people who are playing just bigger than what I've ever played before, they cause me to stand on my tippy toes. And what I realized that once I stood on my tippy toes for a period of time, that becomes my new height.
Yeah,
that's so beautiful.
Great. That's great, without even buying higher heels.
My feet hurting.
That's right.
And
that's
so
right.
It calls us to allow the people, and mind you, when I'm around them, it's not always comfortable.
Yeah.
So
the growth is not always comfortable.
Right, a lot of times we want to grow, but we want to stay comfortable.
Yeah.
That's not always
You want to get out of your comfort zone and be comfortable. That is tough.
Yeah.
Marci.
Well, I've actually learned a different formula for This Secret many years ago that I love because it rhymes, and I can remember rhymes really well. And my formula was intention, attention, no tension. 3 steps, and they're equivalent to the ask, believe, and receive. But intention, attention, and no tension. And what I found is that people are usually good at 1 or 2 of those steps, but 1 or 2 of those steps doesn't work. So you need all 3. So for me, the hardest step is the no tension. The feeling of relaxing, letting go, knowing that the universe is there to support me, knowing that it all will work out.
You think you just need to help the universe a bit along the way?
Yeah, I feel like, well, if only I were in charge, I could really make that happen. But when you see things that really, really work, it always works with that step of letting go and relaxing and knowing that the highest good will come. Some people have the hard time with the intention step. And some people have the hard time with the attention step, which is, I think, where the action comes in. Attention to me means your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions. So I think it's for each person to get clear with which of those steps do I need to really get better at. And I just love,
So there's always a little work to do.
There's always something to do. Absolutely, absolutely. And, I am so impressed with what you did in your last journey, because I know that you had to have clear intention about being able to journey to the North Pole. Clear intention, and boy, do I know your attention to that for 2 years, how hard you worked. But I also know that you had a certain level of relaxing. On some level, you had a relaxing and trusting and knowing that it was going to be okay, or you wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, do you know how that showed up for me? I always knew that if one weak link failed, that is my knee, my ankle, my hip, I got a cold on the day before the race, if anything happened to me, I'd be out.
That's right.
And even though I knew intellectually that would be an issue, I never actually took it in. I just said, oh, well, that's not going to happen. And so in your words, I was calm about it, no tension.
Right. That's right.
And sure enough, nothing happened. And anytime there were issues I had to overcome, I overcame them. But
and I have to tell you, you don't know this, but a dear friend of yours and I had a conversation before you went on the trip, and he was very concerned about you. And he called you, and he relayed to me how you responded to that call, which was, thank you, I appreciate your concern, and I know I'm doing this, and I know it's working.
I remember that call.
So he backed off of that because of your certainty and your clarity.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But you know what it also, I'm in awe of your journey, and what it
Hold on,
says
are you two interviewing me now?
Let's turn the tables on Raymond.
What it says, though, we're finding the lessons in your journey.
All right.
What it says to me is that you took yourself so far past your level of comfort. Now, your capacity is so much larger.
Oh, yeah.
Because almost anything else that you do
That's
or
nothing.
anyone else is going to be inside of that experience.
Yes.
And so what I know about me is that once I've gone out here, as difficult as that might be, then I've expanded my own capacity. And expansion of my capacity isn't a comfortable thing for me necessarily, because I'm playing out of my zone of knowing. I'm playing into my zone of believing and hoping and having faith and, and knowing it's so, but not having knowing from physically done. Mm-hmm. But once we've done it, then it's forever inside of, you've expanded to that capacity. And what I love about the mind is that a mind expanded can never, ever take its original form again.
Oliver Wendell Holmes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So that's what it does for me. Like I sit here and look at you, go, he's expanding.
Yeah.
This universe expanding.
Yeah. And you know what I also love today earlier when he was talking to us? And he was telling us about how we all say it's so freezing here, and we don't know freezing. Just earlier that morning, I'd been in another room saying, I'm freezing to death. So you reminded me.
And so you grew.
I grew.
You grew from that.
But I won't be going to North Pole to grow
No,
that much.
But the next time you're cold, you don't have to say I'm freezing.
Absolutely.
No, I got the slice pie left, right thing, man. That was so good. And I knew when it pushed my button, I was like, I'm a slice. I need to get out of my slice. And I think I'm pretty expanded, but when you said that, I was like, I'm a slice. But it was good. It was a good aha.
Thanks.
And it goes back to where I started as we close, is that as we get to be teachers, we also get to be students.
Yes. And how fun to be
we learn
students
from each
together.
Other. Yeah.
You keep us great teachers if you stay better students.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Well, I'm glad to be students with both of you.
Thank you. Mwah. The women of the secret.